Hello and welcome to this short video introduction to projects and project management. My name is David Biggins and I'm a lecturer in project management at Bournemouth University. In this video we will look at what projects are and define project management. As you look around you, most of the items you see will be the result of projects, be they pens, cars or books. Projects drive innovation and change. An idea is conceived and a project is created to deliver that idea. A formal definition of a project, taken from the Office of Government Commerce, the OGC, which was responsible for the Print2 project method, describes a project as a temporary organisation that is created for the purpose of delivering one or more business products according to an agreed business case. The business case, mentioned in this definition, refers to the rationale for the project. The business case assesses the costs and the benefits of a project to ensure all projects that are allocated resources are viable and cost effective. The characteristics that distinguish projects are that they are unique. The exact project has probably not been undertaken before. Change. Projects bring about organisational change. Mission focused. Projects deliver benefit. Temporary. Project teams only exist for as long as the project needs them, with projects being established to accomplish a specific goal. Integrating. Projects are not standalone, but have to be integrated with other activities, sometimes being dependent on other projects or activities. Social construction. Projects are social constructs involving people who have often not worked together in the past. The interpersonal aspects of projects are amongst the most time-consuming elements of projects. Emergence and uncertainty. As projects are novel, they involve uncertainty. Some projects have clear objective when they commence, but for others, research and development for example, the objective can emerge over time. It is these characteristics of projects that make them interesting and challenging at the same time. The importance of projects has been increasing over time. This can be demonstrated in the shift between operations, the day-to-day running of an organisation, and projects, the means by which organisations change and develop. Back at the start of the last century, the focus was on operational efficiency, with production lines just starting to be developed. Scientific management, or Taylorism, was at the forefront of business thinking. The Second World War and the Cold War increased the focus on projects and the techniques to execute them faster and with greater levels of success. As the speed of business has continued to increase, the number of projects has increased. While operational efficiency routines, such as Lean and Six Sigma, have helped to enhance the operational area, over time all organisations can reach the same level of efficiency. It is with projects that organisations have sought to respond to the increasing intensity of business. It is through projects that organisations become better, faster, stronger and more efficient. It is after the 1950s that project management slowly began to be seen as its own profession. The creation of project management professional bodies to support and nurture the new profession was accompanied by standardised tools and techniques for delivering projects. Bodies of knowledge were created and methods for carrying out projects, such as prints, trace their origins back to the 1980s. Project management can be defined as the application of processes, methods, knowledge, skills and experience to achieve the project objectives. Processes refer to standardised ways of carrying out activities, such as the management of risk. Methods relate to how work is carried out. For example, the different methods for evaluating the cost effectiveness of a proposal. Project management is more than knowing how to use these tools and techniques, and often requires skills and experience to enable a project to reach a successful outcome. A useful way to conceptualise projects is as a set of stages which often overlap. At the beginning is the initiation stage, where the idea for the project is developed and the assessment is made of the benefits to be gained and the resources needed to achieve it. Viable projects enter the next stage, where the planning is undertaken to determine how the project can be delivered. In this stage, decisions are taken about how long the project will take, what resources are needed, and whether the solution will be bought in, developed internally, or utilise existing company assets. After planning comes the execution stage, where the main work of the project is to be found. Supporting the execution stage is monitoring and controlling, where the execution stage is continually checked to ensure it stays on track and the overall project remains viable to the organisation. The final stage is the close stage, in which the project is formally ended. The lessons learnt along the way are passed on to other projects, and an assessment is made of the overall success of the project. It is at this stage that the plans to harvest the benefits for the project assume greater importance, as the benefits of projects are often reaped after the project has finished. It is true that not all projects are successful, and there are many reports about project cost overruns and outright failures. Part of the reason for this is that projects are uncertain. When you start a project, it's not possible to say with certainty how it will turn out. The duration of some projects, the changes in the organisational context brought about by legislation, competition, etc., make projects a risky endeavour. Some say that project managers are amongst the most creative people in an organisation because they are continually having to find innovative solutions to the many problems that arise in the project environment. This leads some to argue that project management is something of an art. There is a growing body of science underlying project management, so that the answer probably lies somewhere in between the two extremes and is dependent on a myriad of factors that dictate the appropriate level of art or science for an organisation, for a department within that organisation, and for an individual project within that department. This is very much the contingency approach, where informed decisions are taken to identify the most appropriate ways to manage a project, given the constraints and demands that are applicable. An important aspect of managing projects is that the learning gained while working on a project are recorded and passed on to others in order that information on what worked well and what did not is not lost. Through this knowledge acquisition, supported by tools, techniques and experience, we can gain more of what we want: successful projects.